This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Toyota has been behind other automakers when it comes to BEVs, and in order to catch up to the competition, the company will spend $13.5 billion by 2030 to develop batteries for EVs. It's aiming to cut battery costs by 30% through the materials it uses and improving the way the cells are structured. Toyota is also developing solid-state batteries and says it's on target to start manufacturing them in the middle of the decade. Commercial trucks that run on natural gas are seen as a solution to help improve emissions, but that's not so according to the International Council on Clean Transportation. It just released a study that found that natural gas big trucks are actually worse for the environment than diesel-powered trucks. It looked at the entire natural gas supply chain, from extraction and pipes to infrastructure and fueling, and says on average it's more harmful than diesels. The study also says ultra-fine particulate and ammonia emissions are an issue with natural gas trucks as well. The ICCT says it's a waste of time and money to build out the infrastructure for gas trucks, and that it's better to just convert the truck fleet to electric. Rivian hopes to start deliveries sometime this month, and now we have some official range figures from the EPA. The launch edition of its R1T pickup with a 135 kilowatt-hour battery pack and 21-inch wheels can go 314 miles on a single charge, while the R1S SUV with the same setup is rated at 316 miles. Next year, Rivian plans to launch additional versions, one with a smaller battery that's expected to return 230 miles, and another version with over 400 miles of range. There will be other wheel sizes available, which will also impact range.
Mobility is becoming electric, connected, and autonomous, just like the manufacturing world. But will always be one thing: a reliable partner for our customers.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
The IAA show in Munich kicked off over the weekend, and we've got a bunch of reveals to look at. And here's one of the coolest concepts from the show. It's called the Microlino, an all-electric, modern-day version of the Isetta. And just like the original, the front end opens. Sliding side windows are as simple as they get. And note how the headlamps and rear-view mirrors are integrated into one module. It's from a company called Micro that's based in Switzerland. The design was done by Icona, and the engineering was done by Checom. There will be 3 trim lines available: Urban, Dolce, and Capitazzone. Target price, €12,500, and Micro claims it has 24,000 reservations. Mercedes revealed a number of new electric vehicles, and first up is the electric version of the G-Class called the Concept EQG. While this is a concept, the company says it's a near production-ready version. Mercedes didn't provide a whole lot of details, but says it will be as off-road capable as the non-electric version. Next up is the EQB Crossover. It's available in both front and all-wheel drive and has the option for 5 or 7 seats. The model will be built in both China and Europe. It launches in both of those markets this year, and it arrives in the US in 2022. The next electric Mercedes unveiled is the EQE, which shares the same architecture as the EQS sedan. It's slightly smaller than the EQS, but it's about the same size as the CLS. The battery has 90 kilowatt hours of usable energy, and it has a range of 660 kilometers, or 410 miles based on the WLTP test cycle. And it can be upgraded with over-the-air updates. The EQE will be built in Germany for global markets and in China for the Chinese market. It goes on sale in the middle of next year. And finally, Mercedes-Maybach revealed the EQS Crossover. The concept is a preview of the production model. With this being a Maybach, the interior has been designed around chauffeuring riders with plenty of rear seat amenities. The company didn't reveal when the production version will be available, but the non-Maybach version goes into production next year. It will have a range of 600 kilometers or 370 miles based on the WLTP cycle. Volkswagen unveiled the next model in its ID family of electric vehicles, the ID Life concept. It features a 172 kilowatt electric motor, which accelerates the vehicle from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.9 seconds. And it comes with a 57 kilowatt hour battery pack that provides 400 kilometers of range, or about 250 miles, based on the WLTP cycle. The concept is the first MEB-Based vehicle that has front-wheel drive, and it's a preview of a production compact crossover that will launch in 2025. VW says that model will cost 20,000 euros. BMW is really starting to push its environmental image as a way of separating itself from its competitors, from going electric to using clean energy in manufacturing and sourcing sustainable materials. And it says it wants to be the world's most sustainable manufacturer in the individual premium mobility space. And all aspects of that shine through in its new iVision Circular concept. It's a small four-seater electric that looks ahead to the year 2040. Almost all of the car is made from recycled or recyclable materials, including steel and aluminum. And it even says its solid-state battery can be completely recycled. Another way BMW plans to cut down on waste is with 3D printing, where excess material can be put back into the loop. In the iVision, not only is the crystal-like center of the dashboard 3D printed, but so is the outer ring of the steering wheel. And one last interesting note on this concept is that it's going away from the massive twin-kidney grille, but it is still a prominent part of the design, extending out and incorporating itself into the headlamp assemblies. And while BMW has the iVision Circular, Hyundai, on the other hand, has a much different outlook for the year 2040. That's when it hopes to popularize hydrogen technologies. And it all starts in 2023 with its next-gen fuel cell system that will come in 100 and 200 kilowatt variations, which is equivalent to 134 and 268 horsepower. It says those systems will cut costs by 50% and reduce package volume by 30%. By 2028, Hyundai wants to be the first automaker to apply fuel cells to its entire commercial vehicle lineup. And by 2030, it says the price point of a fuel cell EV will be comparable with a battery electric vehicle. It showed how these systems could be used in autonomous trailers and rescue vehicles and sports cars, as well as homes, buildings, and power plants. Chinese automaker Baojun, which falls under the GM-SAIC joint venture umbrella, is launching a new small electric car called the KiWi. It's a 4-passenger vehicle with a bit of a funky design and is only slightly larger than the uber-popular Hongguang Mini EV, which is made by Wuling, which is also part of the GM-SAIC JV. And like its sibling, the KiWi is meant to attract young customers. but it will likely appeal to a slightly more upscale buyer. With a 40 kilowatt electric motor and 150 newton meters of torque, it has nearly twice the power of the Mini EV. It also has about twice the range, 305 kilometers or about 190 miles. Top speed of 100 kilometers an hour or about 62 miles per hour is the same as the Mini EV, but the KiWi comes with Baojun's latest infotainment system that also includes navigation. So as you would expect, the KiWi carries a higher price tag. It ranges between roughly $10,800 and $12,200. But that's all for today's show. Thank you for watching.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Scheffler, we pioneer motion. And by Magna.